You need to watch this if you love stargazing. The night sky is a vast and wondrous expanse, filled with countless stars and celestial wonders. For those who have a passion for astronomy, there's nothing quite like the thrill of spotting a familiar constellation or discovering a new one. Whether you're a seasoned stargazer or just starting out, the Northern Hemisphere offers a treasure trove of constellations that are both beautiful and fascinating. So grab your telescope, find a dark spot away from city lights, and let's embark on a journey through the cosmos. Here's a sneak peek at 5 fascinating constellations you can spot tonight. These constellations have been admired for centuries, and each one has its own unique story and significance. From the mythical tales of ancient civilizations to the scientific discoveries of modern astronomers, the stars have always captivated our imagination. So, let's dive in and explore these celestial wonders in more detail. Let's start with Andromeda. This constellation isn't just a cluster of stars, it's home to the Andromeda Galaxy, the closest spiral galaxy to our Milky Way. The Andromeda Galaxy, also known as M31, is a massive collection of stars, gas, and dust, and it's on a collision course with our own galaxy. But don't worry, this cosmic event won't happen for another 4.5 billion years. In the meantime, we can enjoy the stunning view of Andromeda in the night sky. The constellation itself is named after a mythical princess who was chained to a rock as a sacrifice to a sea monster. Fortunately, she was saved by the hero Perseus, and her story has been immortalized in the stars. Named after a mythical princess, Andromeda is best seen in autumn and sits right next to Pegasus. The constellation is relatively easy to spot, thanks to its bright stars and distinctive shape. If you look closely, you might even be able to see the faint glow of the Andromeda Galaxy with the naked eye. For a better view, use a pair of binoculars or a small telescope. The galaxy appears as a smudge of light, but with more powerful equipment, you can see its spiral structure and even some of its companion galaxies. Andromeda is a must-see for any stargazer, and it's a great starting point for exploring the night sky. Next up is Aquarius, the water bearer. This constellation is one of the oldest known to humanity, and it has been associated with water and rain for thousands of years. In ancient times, the appearance of Aquarius in the sky signaled the start of the rainy season, and it was often depicted as a man pouring water from a jar. The constellation is part of the zodiac, and it plays a significant role in astrology. People born under the sign of Aquarius are said to be independent, innovative, and humanitarian. Whether you believe in astrology or not, there's no denying the beauty and mystery of this ancient constellation. While more prominent in the southern hemisphere, you can still catch a glimpse in the fall. Aquarius is located in a relatively dim part of the sky, so it can be challenging to spot without a clear, dark night. Look for its distinctive Y shape, which represents the water jar. The constellation is home to several interesting deep sky objects, including the Helix Nebula, a planetary nebula that resembles a giant eye. With a telescope, you can also see the Aquarius Cluster, a group of galaxies that are millions of light years away. Aquarius may not have the brightest stars, but it's packed with cool star clusters and nebulae that are worth exploring. Linked to the myth of Ganymede, Aquarius may not have the brightest stars, but it's packed with cool star clusters and nebulae. Ganymede was a beautiful youth who was taken to Mount Olympus by Zeus to serve as the cupbearer to the gods. In gratitude, Zeus placed him among the stars as the constellation Aquarius. The constellation is also associated with the Age of Aquarius, a period of great change and enlightenment in astrology. Whether you're interested in mythology, astrology, or just the beauty of the night sky, Aquarius has something to offer. Moving on, we have Aries, the ram. This constellation is one of the 12 zodiac signs, and it has been known since ancient times. In Greek mythology, Aries represents the golden ram that saved Phrixus and Helle from their evil stepmother. The ram's golden fleece was later sought by Jason and the Argonauts in their quest for the golden fleece. Aries is a small but distinctive constellation, and it's relatively easy to spot in the night sky. Look for its 3 bright stars that form a curved line, representing the ram's horns. Aries symbolizes the golden ram from Greek mythology and is best viewed in autumn and early winter. The constellation is located near the ecliptic, the path that the sun, moon, and planets follow in the sky. This makes it a great target for stargazers who want to see the planets as they move through the zodiac. Aries is also home to several interesting deep sky objects, including the Aries cluster, a group of galaxies that are millions of light years away. With a telescope, you can see the individual galaxies and even some of their spiral structures. Aries is a fascinating constellation with a rich history and plenty of celestial wonders to explore. Fun fact, the sun used to appear here during the vernal equinox, earning it the title First Point of Aries. The vernal equinox marks the beginning of spring in the northern hemisphere, and it's a time of renewal and rebirth. In ancient times, the position of the sun in Aries was used to determine the start of the new year. Today, the vernal equinox occurs in the constellation Pisces, but the name First Point of Aries is still used in astronomy. This historical connection adds an extra layer of significance to the constellation, making it a favorite among stargazers and historians alike. Auriga, the charioteer, is a winter wonder. This constellation is one of the brightest and most recognizable in the night sky, thanks to its standout star, Capella. Auriga is often depicted as a charioteer holding the reins of a chariot, and it's associated with several myths and legends. In one story, Auriga represents Erichthonius, a king of Athens who invented the chariot. In another, it represents Myrtilus, the charioteer of King Onomaus. Whatever the origin, Auriga is a stunning constellation that is sure to capture your imagination. With its standout star, Capella, Auriga lights up the sky. Capella is the 6th brightest star in the night sky, and it's actually a system of 4 stars that are gravitationally bound to each other. The name Capella means little goat in Latin, and the star is often depicted as a goat being carried by the charioteer. Auriga is also home to several interesting deep sky objects, including the open star clusters M36, M37, and M38. These clusters are a favorite target for amateur astronomers, and they offer a stunning view through a telescope. Auriga is a treasure trove for star cluster enthusiasts, and it's a must-see for any stargazer. Often depicted holding a goat, this constellation is a treasure trove for star cluster enthusiasts. The open star clusters in Auriga are some of the most beautiful and accessible in the night sky. M36, M37, and M38 are all located within a few degrees of each other, making them easy to find and observe. Each cluster contains hundreds of stars, and they offer a stunning view through a telescope. Auriga is also home to the Flaming Star Nebula, a bright emission nebula that is illuminated by the star Ae Auriga. This nebula is a favorite target for astrophotographers, and it offers a stunning view of the interplay between stars and gas in the cosmos. Finally, there's Boötes, the herdsman. This constellation is one of the oldest known to humanity, and it has been associated with agriculture and farming for thousands of years. Boötes is often depicted as a herdsman holding a staff or a plow, and it's associated with several myths and legends. In one story, Boötes represents Arcas, the son of Zeus and Callisto, who was turned into a bear and placed in the sky as the constellation Ursa Major. In another, Boötes represents Icarius, a farmer who was taught the art of winemaking by the god Dionysus. Whatever the origin, Boötes is a fascinating constellation with a rich history and plenty of celestial wonders to explore. Home to Arcturus, the fourth brightest star, Boötes shines in the spring. Arcturus is a red giant star that is nearing the end of its life, and it's one of the most studied stars in the night sky. The name Arcturus means guardian of the bear in Greek, and the star is often depicted as watching over the constellation Ursa Major. Boötes is also home to several interesting deep sky objects, including the Boötes Void, a massive region of empty space that is one of the largest known voids in the universe. With a telescope, you can see the individual galaxies that make up the void, and it's a stunning reminder of the vastness of the cosmos. Shaped like a kite or an ice cream cone, it's easy to spot near the Big Dipper. The distinctive shape of Boötes makes it one of the easiest constellations to find in the night sky. Look for its bright stars forming a kite or ice cream cone shape, and you'll know you found Boötes. The constellation is also home to several interesting double stars, including Epsilon Boötis, a beautiful pair of stars that are a favorite target for amateur astronomers. Boötes is a fascinating constellation with a rich history and plenty of celestial wonders to explore. So, next time you gaze up at the night sky, remember, each constellation has its own magical story waiting to be discovered. Happy stargazing! The night sky is a vast and wondrous expanse, filled with countless stars and celestial wonders. For those who have a passion for astronomy, there's nothing quite like the thrill of spotting a familiar constellation or discovering a new one. Whether you're a seasoned stargazer or just starting out, the Northern Hemisphere offers a treasure trove of constellations that are both beautiful and fascinating. So grab your telescope, find a dark spot away from city lights, and let's embark on a journey through the cosmos. Happy stargazing!